has a matching pet monkey with coordinating outfits, and I was like, I would love to be part of the show, but I can't act with a monkey. And then I got a few of them.
I think I'm just brunette because of the books.
Everyone knows blondes are nicer anyway.
The nastiest skank bitch I've ever met.
What is up, guys? Welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you guys are new. Hi, it's Keisha. Nice to meet you all. Getting here because we've got quite a bit to get on into. So I've been posting so consistently and you guys have been loving it and eating that ish up. So I love that for me. Yay me. If you are new around here, stick around because we get into all things pop culture. We do exposés, we do deep dives, we just rant, chat about shit and then go about our day. If you like the sound of that, babes, then stay tuned because it's a fun time. I mean, ask about me. Anyways, I really wanted to go ahead and continue the Blake Lively conversation, but this will be the last video because quite frankly, I'm just tired of it now. And I feel like once I share with you guys the information that I have collected upon doing research, and let me just state this, I didn't have to go digging too far is what I'm going to say. And that's also very telling. Okay. But a lot of these things you probably do not know about. I know it's left me shookity shook though. You either fall into the category of I just don't give a flying F. Maybe you fall into that category. Or maybe you fall into the category of like, you know what, she has changed and grown from a lot of these examples Keisha you're going to mention in these videos. And you know what, Blake Lively is not who she was in these videos and she's a better woman. And I can show you why. Crazy. Or you fall into the category of, bitch, I ain't buying it. She's always been a mean girl. She's always given off mean girl energy, bullying. You think you're better than other people when you're not. Speaking of mean girls, Amanda Seyfried reveals that Blake Lively was almost cast as Karen. That is insane. Like, I can't imagine the cast being anything other than what it is that we know them to be. You know, with Katie playing, you know, with Lindsay Lohan playing Katie or Rachel McAdams playing Regina George. Like, that was a perfect cast. So I can't imagine Blake Lively being amongst that, but who knows what her performance would have been like. But isn't that funny? What are the odds? My thing about Blake Lively is, fair enough, like, I don't think anyone should be that much of a diva or that much of a bully or mean girl. But, like, I feel like it needs to add up because the face card is there's no denying that, but it needs to add up with like the projects and the things that you've done. Girl, I could not name you 10 things that she has done. The one thing that I feel like she's clinging on to is the whole Gossip Girl situation. I think that she also clings on to her partner's success, but hey ho, I was gonna say that's a video for another day, but there will be no other day for that because like I said, I don't want to talk about Blake Lively anymore after this. I feel like we need to move on to another conversation now, another topic. I didn't really understand the whole Blake Lively lore to begin with. Like, I never really understood the infatuation people had with her. Like, again, she's a pretty woman and she is conventionally attractive, and she in some countries and certain continents would be the standard of beauty, okay? But let's not act like she's not pretty. She obviously is, whether it's before the nose surgery or after. Someone was in my comment section in my last video like, girl, she's ugly. Like, have you seen her before her nose job? I said, yes, and she's still fine. Like, she's still pretty. You're doing too much. Like, one thing I'm not going to do is lie. So please do not expect that from me. Okay, cool. Blake Lively is yet another Hollywood NEPO baby. Despite her current love for New York City, Lively was born in sunny California, right in LA. But both her parents are Hollywood veterans as well, and that explains so much. Her mother, Elaine, was a talent manager, but also did some acting, and her father, Ernie Lively, was an actor and director, with a career that spanned for 50 years. Blake has 4 other siblings, and all of them have worked in the entertainment industry. Perhaps the most famous one is Robin Lively, known for the 1989 cult classic Teen Witch, as well as The Karate Kid and Cobra Kai. In fact, Blake's first stint with acting was in 1998 in her father's film Sandman, when she was merely 10 years old. In return, he played the father to Blake Lively in the movies The Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants in the 2008 sequel. The Sisterhood of Traveling Pants is a romance adventure film which was released in 2005 and then went on to have a second film in 2008. The movie was popular and cemented itself in the Pop Culture Hall of Fame for movies, especially in the late 2000s. Also in that film is America Ferrera, noticeably known for her roles in Barbie, Ugly Betty, Superstore, and many more. In a video, which I'm gonna play for you guys in just a second, you can see them clearly in a video promoting the Sisterhood of Traveling Pants 2. And then you've got the interviewer who's asking Blake Lively about Gossip Girl.
I haven't seen Gossip Girl, just about everything has happened. Unbelievable. No, you'd be surprised how much hasn't happened. You know, at the end of the first season, I was like, okay, well, what happens now? But we have a few more characters already in the beginning of the first season that come in and mess up our lives even more. We start in the Hamptons, which is a staple of New York socialites that you haven't yet seen. And, you know, we've all kind of dated each other, so we have to date more people or each other's parents, and I don't know.
Granted, the interviewer did ask Blake Lively the question and she's there replying, but then you've got some people who feel like, girl, she's like not doing anything to like shut down the question. I don't feel like she needs to shut down the question, to be honest with you. So I'm just gonna play it fair by saying that, you know what, she was asked the question and she did have a hot show, and everyone at that time anyways was talking about Gossip Girl. So she probably was like, you know what, this is my time to go ahead and talk about it. Why the hell not? Now some people believe that, again, you should have shut it down and not make America feel left out with this conversation, because I think it's so easy to do in that situation. Now, a quick side note, in a lot of Blake's interviews, she just waffles so much. And I'm a waffler. I just yip and waffle and speak in circles a lot of the times, but I think I've gotten better at doing that, and I've at least attempted to get better at doing that with what it is that I do, which is my job, right? With Blake Lively, you would expect for her to have some sort of media training and to stop the waffling and talking in circles. I feel like interviewers leave that conversation with nothing. I don't know, like, there is no insight about a project that she's in because she hardly even answers the question. Playing Serena van der Woodsen on CW's Gossip Girl is noticeably her biggest role yet. In terms of how successful the show was and the impact it had worldwide, most people I know do love Gossip Girl, and we love to, like, watch it during the fall season. I don't know what it is about, like, the winter, the fall season. Like, I can appreciate Gossip Girl, and I think the certain storylines were ick. A lot of storylines where it's like, okay, we could have done without. And I feel like they always want to ruin a good friendship. They always want to start beefing and start a war. I liked Serena's and Blair's relationship. I liked the dynamic. I liked how polar opposite but yet quite similar they are. And then I think from season 3 it just went downhill for me. I mean, I still watched, don't get twisted. We all know that she dated her co-star Penn Badgley between 2007 and 2010, and he does speak quite highly of Blake Lively and does mention that she is a contributing factor as to why he didn't go down like a slippery slope, even though I feel like he did later go down the slippery. Anyway, so I think that there are some people still praising Blake Lively. I don't think that she is completely god awful, but I do think that she should be called out the same way any other celebrity would. And I think it's insane that like her fans will be in my comment section defending her. It's like, baby, she doesn't know you exist. Do you know how embarrassing that is for you to go hard for someone who doesn't know you exist? There are some great things that she's done. She has spoken of her work with the Child Rescue Coalition, which seeks to eradicate child CP from the internet, as well as examples of the horrors of exploitation or trafficking of CP.
If you think of what you would do for your child, I don't think there's anything you wouldn't ask of yourself. So it got me thinking, you know, what is the value of a single child's life? And the sexual of children is something that isn't happening rarely. It's not happening worlds away. It's happening right here and right now.
Both her and Ryan Reynolds are constantly giving to charities and, you know, just donating to good causes. Whether it's performative or not, the money is still reaching the end goal. Like the money is still being transported somewhere. Transferred. Over the years, Reynolds and Lively have raised money for several causes. The pair have donated to the NAACP Legal Defense Fund and American Civil Liberties Union on several occasions. In 2022, Reynolds and Lively gave $500,000 to the Canadian charity Water First Education and Training, which trains Indigenous youth and young adults on how to bring safe water to their communities. The following year, the couple supported children in Israel and Gaza with $1 million check to the International Committee of the Red Cross. Now, whether it's performative or not, they still did it. Still doing better than other people are doing, okay? But Blake Lively has done quite a bit, and I think that that's also remarkable and applaudable. I mean, some people might think it's the bare minimum, but in a day and age where celebrities are very stingy with their money and would rather not give to good causes or to people struggling, then let's go back on top of the conversation of Gossip Girl. It was revealed her co-star Leighton Meester, aka Blair, didn't get along in real life. Now, I just want to stress this. Just because you guys go to work together doesn't mean you have to be friends and buddy and besties and everything. But I think it did really shock a lot of people because of how close they appeared in photo shoots, how close they appeared on the show. Everyone thought, you know what, they were besties and they were probably on FaceTime with each other, calling each other and just joined to the hip. But turns out we were wrong. I'm going to refer to an article from 2017 from the executive producer of Gossip Girl, Joshua Safran, who says they were friendly, but they were not friends like Serena and Blair. The performers had very different personalities, Safran told the publication. Blake is very much in the moment. Blake knows what's happening. You talk to Blake on a very contemporary level and she would be like, I'm doing this thing tonight. Have you been to this restaurant? Mista, in contrast, had a very removed and very quiet demeanor, and that after her scenes were done, she would wander the stage, Saffron said. An April 2008 report from the New York Magazine quoted sources that said lively... Oh my god, my battery's dead. I'll be back. An April 2008 report from New York Magazine quoted sources that said Lively and Mista had a tendency to avoid each other like a plague while filming the series. The rivalry escalated to the point that the other members at the case essentially had to choose sides in that matter. I don't know how much of that is true. Now, can I believe some sort of tension happening? Absolutely. Especially when we get on into the next sample. But I can imagine something like this could take place on a set where there's clearly division between like the main characters of the show, but like, who am I going to hang out with on lunchtimes? Who am I going to hang out with once we finish recording? Like, any field where you have to pick a side, I'm just like, girl, bye. Like, very childish to me. Kind of reminds me it kind of reminds me of like, you know, female rap and like the whole Nicki versus Cardi thing. Like, oh, you can't work with me if you've worked with her. Oh, you can't be friends with me if you're keen with her, which is just so stupid because, babes, are we not all grown-ass adults? Because they were so young whilst Gossip Girl was, you know, being filmed. I can imagine some of these tendencies did happen, and if it is true, then that's just so sad. And I can imagine that you're having fun filming and you're having fun seeing the outcome of the show and all the success, but then when you're on set for X amount of hours, I can imagine it's like hours and hours and hours, and sometimes filming not just one episode but multiple episodes a day. Yikes. If it's not like a safe, welcoming vibe and you're not getting on with anyone, you're not gonna have fun. And baby, where's the fun in that? Like, I don't want to just be having fun and my character is living it up, but then behind the scenes, me as a person, as the actress, is not having fun either. Then girl, bye. Like, publicist for Lively commented on the professional relationship according to Harper's Bazaar in 2017, saying Blake and Leighton have never been best friends and never professed to be. Blake goes to work, does her job, and goes home. Yeah, but then in some behind the scenes shoots, you can see them all like cozied up. And I get it, it's acting. Like, you gotta fake a fantasy. You know, the people believe that you're besties. Beep beep, is that my bestie in Tessie? Yes, she is, you know. But in real life, girl, I'm going my own way. She's gotta go her own way. And I'll see you tomorrow on set. This is the one where it's like, okay, girl, no matter how someone tries to flip or turn or twerk these words around, girl, I see this for what it is. Blake Lively appears to be very, 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 very bossy. And I'm not feeling it. And if someone does that to me, girl, I'm sorry. I know I should have some decorum, but the decorum will leave that red carpet immediately. So at the Gossip Girl premiere red carpet, there's a video showing Blake Lively being super bossy and telling everyone where to stand and like where to pose and just move around the carpet. But then you can see from their faces, Leighton and Penn is just like, girl, bye. Like, oh my god, like, this is not a new thing. This is someone clearly who is bossy boots, someone who clearly likes to be the mum at the job, and it's like, girl, just stop it. We're all here for the same reason. And like, yes, you are one of the stars, but you're not the only star. And if someone does that to me, girl, get your hands off me. Like, I don't, like, no, don't tell me where to pose. Like, no, I want to stand here. Like, I was not here for the shifting. And it's one thing if they're down for it and they're like, you know what, okay, girl, maybe you have more poses, maybe you know the angles and stuff, but why do you think that you know the angles? And also, read the room. We are not on that type of time. We're just not. There's another video of Blake Lively saying everyone knows blondes are nicer. Anyways, let's not do that. What do you mean everyone knows blondes are nicer? And she said that whilst Leighton was literally there looking confused. Leighton obviously is a brunette. Now, the fact that we are comparing blondes and brunettes is very childish, but okay, of course, Blake Lively is going to do something like that. And when there's nothing else you can offer besides looks, then sure.
Oh, but I think I'm just brunette because of the books.
Everyone knows blondes are nicer anyway. Moment by me.
Someone who literally loves themselves a little too much, whether it's like this person clearly believes that they are the prettiest in every room they walk into, and yes, please have confidence, and I love that, but sometimes it comes across as quite cocky. Now let's move on to the next scandal, which is absolutely wild. It gets worse as she literally compares Leighton to a monkey. In the Surface interview, Blake Lively is doing a panel discussion with Leighton Meester and the rest of the Gossip Girl cast at Paley Fest in 2008. She was revealing the promises the Gossip Girl's creators made her to make sure she'd appear in the show. She explained in the books Chuck Bass, that was so wrong of me. Chuck Bass who's also problematic, has a pet monkey, something that she wasn't keen on. So admittedly, she made them promise there would be no pet monkey, she continued. Chuck has a pet monkey with coordinated outfits, and I was like, I would love to be a part of the show, but I can't act with a monkey, which is absolutely fair, and that's fine. Maybe some of you guys would be like, okay, but then why'd she take the role? But I feel like, girl, would you want to act with a pet monkey? Probably not. It just feels like it's a lot of work, right? She then pointed directly to Leighton and joked, well, I got a few of them. Whilst the audience laughed, Leighton looked upset at the comment, whilst Chase Crawford and Penn Badgley awkwardly looked at the floor.
Chuck has a matching pet monkey with coordinating outfits, and I was like, I would love to be part of the show, but I can't act with a monkey. And then I got a few of them.
She got a few of them.
Come on, it was a joke.
When none of her co-stars laughed, she exclaimed, come on, it was a joke. Lord have mercy. Girl, it wasn't a joke. And when you have to literally specify that it's a joke, you know you effed up, and it makes you a pretty bad person. You can evidently see that her co-star is like sad by the comments she made. Even if it was a joke, I don't think you're close enough to even be making those jokes. Because my thing is, if we were kikiing and we're friends and we had that type of banter and everything, then sure, make it. I'm not going to feel offended by it. But this just feels like out of the blue for her. So let's get on to the next scandal. Blake Lively wants you, yes you, she wants you to know that you should never, ever, ever compare her to Paris Hilton. Blake Lively has said she thinks it's weird that people compared her to Paris Hilton. This was like the late 2000s, right? The Gossip Girl actress told 17 magazine recently that the comparison is one of the weirdest things she's heard since she's heard about herself since becoming famous, because she's nothing at all like the Solitaire. She said, since I have a dog and blonde hair, that must mean we're alike. It's a dumb thing to say. I don't think that makes us similar. And I definitely do agree with that. But watch what she says next. I don't know her, but I don't like being compared to anyone by somebody who doesn't know me. I'm my own person. I don't go to clubs. I don't party. I don't dance on tables. And I don't like sex tapes. That sound wasn't me farting, by the way. It was literally my chair. It's leather chairs or pleather. Clearly doesn't like Paris Hilton. Does not want to be compared. Now, I don't want to be compared to the next person either, but yikes, I'm not gonna make comments like that. Like, oh my god, I don't have sex tapes. I don't dance on tables. I don't even party. Are you trying to like give, I'm not like the other girls, I'm different? Like, because a lot of people were in the partying era and scene, just like Lindsay Lohan. Now, granted, she did not have a sex tape, but still, she was in her partying bag. And for you to literally mention, I don't go to clubs, I don't party, I don't dance on tables, it's given very much, I'm not like the other girls, I'm different. And that's what makes me me. It's giving trying too hard. Bringing down other people to uplift yourself, which we are never here for. Blake Lively uses the T word in an interview.
Everybody is dating everyone. Everybody hates everyone. Everybody's like had tons of plastic surgery and we're actually men and trannies. I mean, it's just like...
It's a word that is generally considered dehumanizing and offensive when referring to transgender people, okay? And it's an all-around inappropriate word and just a slur. Now, I already smell the comments. I already know people are gonna be like, Keisha, it was a different time. You know, people were able to use whatever word they wanted to use. That still doesn't make it okay. Also, in that interview, she's talking about like how people speculate that, you know, all celebrities have had plastic surgery and stuff. Girl, again, tries to make it seem like she is not one of those girls when it's like, yes, you are. You evidently had your nose done, and that's okay because you were beautiful before and afterwards. And I think the nose job, I'm not gonna lie, they snapped, okay? To make it seem like you are exempt from that conversation is so a cap. Which will literally be the same time Gossip Girl started and also the same time of the interview I just showed you guys. So why is she lying? I really do hope that she has changed and grown from these moments. But I don't know. But yeah, she gives us the vibe that she's different from the other girls and that she's above everyone. But it's like, girl, you literally got your nose done. And I do believe that you got a smile makeover. And I mean, there's probably a few other things and there's nothing wrong with it. But to Blake Lively, that could never be me. And last but not least, we've got the whole Kate Middleton scandal. So Blake Lively apologized for mocking Kate Middleton Photoshop fails after Princess reveals cancer diagnosis. She had posted a picture which was clearly Photoshop. Obviously, what we know now about Kate Middleton, you know, that came out. And let's just be very clear here. A lot of people were trolling Kate Middleton. There were so many memes like, where is she? I know Kim Kardashian did it as well. But of course, when you are a celebrity with that magnitude of a following, then people are going to put the finger more at you than a regular schmegular person who was also having this conversation as well. So she replied and she said, I'm sure no one cares today, but I feel like I have to acknowledge this. I made a silly post around the Photoshop fails, frenzy, and oh man, that post has me mortified today. I'm sorry. Sending love and well wishes to you all. What? How are we talking about Photoshop fails and the same you're sending love to us? You literally was trolling Kate Middleton. You got dragged for it, and rightfully so. I think that's valid. This to me just doesn't feel like an apology. It feels like an excuse. This to me doesn't feel like an apology. It feels like an excuse or just like her playing victim. Like, what do you mean you don't think anyone will care? Like, you have over 40 million followers. You shared a post of you trolling Kate Middleton, and people unfortunately ate that ish up, and even if they didn't agree with it, they still were reacting in the comments, and that was engagement. So you know people cared, and you know that your voice right now is important. And when I mean voice right now, I mean like, you know that you talking about this is important, and you know people are going to want to know, okay, is Blake Lively ever going to make a comment about this? Is she going to be apologetic or not? You know, and I feel like people need to start understanding, you have 40 million Instagram followers. So you thought no one would care? I don't think that's the worst example that Blake Lively has done. I do think her response could have been better. Pretty much it for this Blake Lively video, deep dive, expose, whatever you want to call it. I don't even know which one's the worst example we've listed today. A lot of the videos that are out there, it's just yikes. Like, I literally cringe. I feel so bad for some of the other people in the videos, because it's like they want to tell her to shut up but they just can't. Anyways guys, let me know your thoughts and opinions down below in the comment section. What do you guys feel about Blake Lively, and what other topics do you guys want us to get on into? Bye.